Last year I had the opportunity to go to Kazakhstan to visit the Polygon, which was where the Soviet Union, in response to the dropping of the atomic bomb on Hiroshima, started to develop their own atomic weapons. And the Polygon, which is in quite a distant and remote part of Kazakhstan, was the area in which they tested, I think it was over 450 bomb blasts or atomic blasts. And it's a very interesting place to visit because the landscape has in fact been shaped by the effects of the tests. It's literally shifted, and a whole mountain, Mount Degelin, has recreated itself into a different form. So a lot of interior tests there. But the images that you see here, they're from the ground zero area, which is where the very first atomic test was set off, and it was called Little Joe after Joe Stalin, or the Americans named the bomb Little Joe. I mean, they had Fat Man and I think Little Boy, and this was Little Joe. But what the Soviets did was they built all these structures all around the particular patch where they wanted to test the effect of atomic explosions on buildings, on animals. So they had animals penned up in these structures. They couldn't actually have humans, although they did have humans in the nearby town of Kurchatov, none of whom actually knew the extent of the testing that was going on. The people who lived in that town, and one of whom was in fact my guide while I was in the Polygon, his family were not told. His father was working in some official capacity, but his family were not told what was actually going on. He really talked up the benefits that were showered on his family. He told me how he had no problem swimming in what's called the atomic lake, which is where 2 atomic bombs were set off to test out whether it would be an economical way of creating dams. And of course the idea fell over because there was simply too much residual radiation permanently left there.